Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, the Path of Light. The first time they've done it, it's come to an end. I want to just use this chance to just give some real feedback. Give my point of view, both from a kind of free-to-play perspective, but also like my main account's perspective. Was it a good event? Should they run it again? What was the good parts? What were the bad parts? What were the ugly parts? All that type of stuff. Honestly, one of the reasons that I run a free-to-play account, and I've done it for the last 2 years, is to try and maintain perspective in the game. If I look at my main account, honestly, there's not much that I struggle with on the main account. Yeah, if I'm doing faction wars, I'm running a faction, level 21 stuff, and I don't even look at my champions. I don't even look to see if they're all geared. I can just blow stuff up. Probably half the champions are wearing like 3 or 4 items at this point. Yeah, there's not much that I struggle with on the main. So when an event like the Path of Light comes out, sometimes you can look at it from a main account point of view and be like, this is trash. There's nothing for me here. You know, it's crap, basically. Whereas when I then look at it through the point of view of the free-to-play, sometimes I'm like, hold on. Actually quality for me. Yeah, and I'm not saying it is right now. I'm just saying like that could be the differential points. Like, you know, Clan v Clan is a good example. On the main account, I hate it. It's really boring. It's a really terrible game mode. On the free-to-play, I actually get quite a lot of stuff, which I need. Yeah, I get a lot of stuff. I still don't enjoy the game mode, but all I do is I play the game normally and I get more free stuff, which I really need on the free-to-play. So let's have a look at the Path of Light. It's just ended here for the first time. And on the main account, I kind of completed 2 trees. Yeah, and I unlocked the 3rd tree and started without pushing for it. I did spend, though, a lot of silver because of stupid gear sets like this one. Because I bought up gear sets and I rolled gear sets for a video. So I spent probably the best part of 60 million silver playing the game. And I also did my normal kind of farming dungeons pretty much consistently with my energy. That's what I tend to do. Fire Knight or Spider is pretty much where I spend my time. And I rolled gear that I got from those places as well. So for a paying player, I didn't buy energy or anything like that. And I didn't plan to burn extra silver. But I don't tend to hold items that I'm going to keep that I don't roll up. You know, if you look at my artifacts, there's not many, even stuff that's not equipped, which is just not rolled to 16. Yeah, it's just what I do. I get something. If it looks cheeky, I roll it up to 12. If it looks keepable, I normally will take it to 16, like straight away on the main. So I did burn through quite a lot of the trees. What I liked about it is choice. I liked the fact that I could choose which paths I wanted to take and I could see the end game and there wasn't like some hidden mystery towards it. It was just straight up, what do you want to do? Yeah, and that was actually pretty good for me on the main account because as a main account person, you know, I get chickens as a CC, which is very lucky, but I do. So this was way less important to me and I didn't really care about this tree. Whereas, you know, getting extra shards is always fun and getting extra legendary tomes is still really needed. As a CC, you don't get anywhere near enough for the amount of champions that you show off. So this part of it, I think, was pretty good. But the honest truth is, it lacked a lot of imagination. Yeah, it just lacked imagination because pretty much it was 2 events that we normally do rolled into one thing. Yeah, go and get accessories and items. Fine, that's just the same as a Dungeon Divers, and then level them up. It's an artifact event. So you kind of got 2 things wrapped into one with a fancy tree in the background. They probably spent more time working on the fancy tree than they did thinking about how to get the rewards. And it was over in a really short amount of time. I feel like, you know, it's a summer solstice event, the Path of Light, the big new event. This could have been over a month. It could have been over a month, and there could have been fun ways in which they dropped in randomly to find these different things. Just in a different format to your normal stuff. It just lacks imagination big time. So you end up doing just stuff you normally do and you've got rewards, but you've got to choose the path. And if I then look at that from the free-to-play point of view, so, and interestingly, by the way, you can still buy packs for it. I guess it means that people want to complete in that last day in a kind of pretty sleazy way can still complete, I guess. But yeah, on the free-to-play account then, so I've gone down to the first rare tome of this tree. And I worked out how many points I earned, including the ones I've not spent yet. It was 7,850. And I'll be honest, I didn't force it. Yeah, I didn't level gear that I wasn't going to level. I didn't push all of my energy into farming dungeons. In that time, I actually completed Pain's Masteries, which was a big chunk of my energy, or nearly completed. And I did a bit more mastery work on Armaga. So it wasn't like I was hard farming just dungeons. I also did a bit of champion leveling, which does help you a touch. But yeah, it wasn't like I was hard farming dungeons and then hard leveling stuff. I was kind of back to my normal routine. This is my time to get, when there's no fusions running, it's my time to start to restock champions, to start to get masteries completed. And that's what I use the time for, rather than hard farming dungeons. But still, I farmed some dungeons, I did some work, and we got ourselves 7,850. So if I just pushed dungeons and leveling, I might have got at least this epic book. And if I pushed it hard and perhaps used some more resources, I could have got a legendary tome. Which, at any point that you can get a legendary tome on a free-to-play, it's massive. If I'd spent my points elsewhere in different trees, if I could go back in time and reselect, I would have got to this core hammer here. And I actually would have got to the second 3-star chicken here, maybe even a 4-star chicken. So I think I would go the same route, like in terms of where I was heading. Depending on what you need for your account. That's what I like about it. The choice of trees I actually do enjoy. Because on my free-to-play, it might be, you know what, shards are my thing. I need more shards. It's not such a big deal for me now, so I can beat Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. So I went away from shards. But I still look at it and think, speed lifts are a big thing as well. In fact, all trees have got some pretty juicy rewards if you look at it, in fairness. All trees have got a decent path to take. But where I ended up, it feels a bit sorry because really the good stuff was yet to come. I do like that after the event, I can still spend my leftover points. So I can actually go in, it's small stuff, but I can actually go in and just burn the end of my resources, get myself a few of those juicy brews, and that's going to be it. But yeah, it just feels like it lacked a lot of imagination and it was really over way too fast. This could have been in much longer trees. They could have been a lot longer with a lot more rewards along the way. There could have been things like old fusion fragments or random fusion fragments. Let's say there was like a question mark epic and it was like 5 fragments could go into any one. There was a legendary one for old fusions, that type of thing. I feel like they just miss a trick when they do this type of event around stuff that's already open in their game. Imagine if, one of the trees had, maybe there was like 8 trees. One of them was Great Hall gold bars, slamming down Great Hall gold bars for doing PvE stuff. Most people would love that. Yeah. Or the 3v3 Bazaar gold. Like, there's a lot in this game. There might have been one that was all about artifacts, and it was literally just an artifact tree, and you're going down and you're just getting like perception piece, swift parry set. There's just so much more you could do with this type of event than just the same old. Yeah, and you could have had rewards for doing a lot more things as well. Maybe like less points, but pretty much, across the board, there's loads of stuff in this game now. You could have put rewards for so many more things and made it a big event rather than just a dungeon divers with artifacts. So for me, the overriding thing is I like the choice. For the free-to-play, it was a bit more free stuff for doing what I was doing anyway, which is always good. But it would have been the same free stuff if they'd just done dungeon divers anyway. So it's like, is it better or not? At least I got to choose which way I was going to go. But yeah, it just feels like, whoever is in that creative team, like, just needs to be removed and replaced. Honestly, it just feels like that creative element goes all into artwork. Yeah, the creative, these people need to be round a table when they're coming up with ideas for new stuff in the game. It's like, just take a minute, put your pens down, stop drawing fancy pictures, and see if you can create actually some cool new stuff for the game as well, some cool events. Because these fellas, ladies and lads, are doing the hard work. They're pulling the hard yards, whereas some of the people that are coming up with the events, I'm afraid, need a bit of an upgrade for me. Anyway, that's my summary. Let me know what you thought below. Now it's all kind of settled in. I know some people are going to be hypercritical. I think it's not a hypercritical moment. It's just a bit of a, it could have been so much more. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.